What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a roundup of some new content and updates that we'll see for Destiny 2 this week. And so we'll touch on gameplay stuff for the week, reset related things, but also some of the previews that we're going to get for Act 2. That of course includes the live reveal and additional details that we'll get in the TWID. Plus Bungie clarify some of the content rollout for the remainder of this episode. We'll give a few heads up on things worth holding onto ahead of Act 2, as well as some items that we'll be able to pick up from the Eververse store this week. So a handful of things to cover in the video, guys. As always, I hope you enjoy this one, and if you do, then be sure to get subscribed, as on average, most of the viewers on this channel aren't actually subscribed, so that'd make a massive difference to me here on YouTube. But now, let's get into it. And first up today, it doesn't necessarily look like we'll actually get a patch this reset, but Bungie do have some upcoming Destiny 2 maintenance. So for November 12th, they say background maintenance starts at 7 AM PST, and then there will indeed be downtime starting at 7:45 AM. That downtime should end at 9 AM, which is exactly when the weekly reset is. But they don't list a specific patch or update, and so we won't necessarily see any actual changes for the game. Obviously, Bungie are probably doing some prep ahead of next week's drop for Act 2, some of the updates that we'll get then. But if we do happen to get any patch changes and notes today, I'll be sure to keep you posted later on. And next up, outside of the game itself, this week, Bungie are having a Revenant Act 2 developer livestream. This will be happening today, Tuesday, November 12th. And so they say tune in at 10 AM Pacific time for our developer livestream, where we'll share a detailed look at the new activity, rewards, and more coming in the second act of Revenant. Keep in mind, 10 AM Pacific is now 1 hour after the daily reset, so we'll get the kind of weekly reset drop initially, and then immediately after, we'll have this reveal. And looking back to previous episodes, of course, we know that we get new season pass ranks as well as artifact mods, so that's probably something they'll touch on to some extent. But additionally, the new activity for Act 2, and we know that this is the Tomb of Elders, the updated version of Prison of Elders, which appears to be potentially a pretty good activity, so hopefully we'll get a good look at that, and specifically rewards. I know a lot of folks are very curious to see what we'll be able to actually earn from this activity. We know there are more Revenant weapons which haven't been released yet, but I think as well, given the theme of this activity, players are hoping for some additional juicy drops and potentially even nostalgic things coming back from Destiny 1, although I wouldn't necessarily say that that is likely. Either way, we'll get that info later on, and if you watch the live stream on Twitch, viewers who watch at least 15 minutes can earn the We Begin in the Stars emblem if you have your Twitch account linked to Bungie.net, so be sure to do that if you want to pick the emblem up. And otherwise, we'll probably stream here on the channel as well to get all of the juicy details from Bungie. So looking forward to that, and I'll keep you posted. Otherwise though, something to clarify right here. Bungie had previously indicated that the Grandmaster catch-up node would become available this week, but they kind of messed up the dates on those, and they've now clarified in the TWID that this will absolutely begin on November 19th. So no Grandmaster catch-up node this week, but it'll be another component to start going after next reset if you want to. And of course, ahead of Revenant Act 2, it's worth keeping in mind what might be a bit of useful prep. So firstly, looking at things like IDO's field work. From the materials that we can see, and the fact that this is called Act 1 fieldwork, it looks like this will actually expand for upcoming acts of the episode. And so if you want to get everything done before Act 2, if you've got any fieldwork left to complete, recipes to discover for potion crafting and all that kind of stuff, it is worth getting them done in the next few days. Although there isn't a specific indication that this will lock us out of any of the new content, but it's just one thing to think about. Also, if you've already hit the max rank for the season right now on the season pass, it may also be worth holding on to some seasonal challenges if you want to benefit from that XP on the season pass after we get the new ranks unlocked next week, which of course is similar to when we were in Echoes. A lot of players held on to things after they'd sort of hit the max for the current act. We could say the same for rewards, where it might even be worth holding on to some engrams for Revenant. If you've already got all of the roles that you want to get for now, those engrams will be able to be used once the new weapons are unlocked to the loophole, with the next bit of content dropping on the 19th. So all of those things worth keeping in mind. And then another mention right here, but we've got a quick preview for some of the key items that'll be available in Eververse this week. It is the final week for Festival of the Lost this year, so we can say the same for the event rewards. If you're looking to complete the event card, pick up the armor, weapons, or farm exotic class items, we've got just a week now to get all of that done. And of course, the Eververse store will once again be populated largely with Festival of the Lost items, and Gaming Animal has a breakdown of when specific items are going to be sold in Eververse. And according to that, this week we'll see the Pride glass ornament for the Fighting Lion. Of course, that's a classic Festival of the Lost ornament, I suppose, given that we haven't had any new ones for a couple of years. That will cost 1250 bright dust. But we'll see the return of the Spinneret shell as well, which is a pretty cool spider-themed ghost for 2850 bright dust. Many of these items also sell for both silver and bright dust, so hopefully you haven't spent silver on any of them already. We'll additionally see the majestic Winnie exotic sparrow. That one will be 2500 bright dust, and then we've got the Decollated Dread, which is 2000 bright dust, as well as the Strange Brew multiplayer emote, which will be available for 4250 bright dust. And from some of the collaboration armor ornament sets that we've seen return this season, we'll get the chest pieces this week, which will be up for 1200 bright dust. So a few interesting items from the Eververse store, and of course we'll go back to typical sort of seasonal offerings starting next week with the launch of Act 2. And so there we go guys, for today, that is what we have to speak about for this content preview. I'll be keeping you posted once Bungie give us details from their live reveal, so keep it locked and loaded once again, turn on notifications, and you'll get all of the info as soon as it's available. Also, if you've enjoyed the video, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. But otherwise, for now, I appreciate you tuning in. Let us know any stuff you're getting wrapped up before Act 2 drops next week down in the comments. And otherwise, I hope you guys have an awesome day.
A new species of scorn are hunting Elixni across the system.
Once he finds you, it's too late. Vickrul must be stopped.
Stand against those who would cast us into ruin. Defend our people. But against the dead, killing is not enough. I name you Slayer Baron.